Hello and welcome back to HLS Crypto. My name is Dan. I'm going to shove myself out the way. We should now have better audio. My adapter has arrived. So you should now be able to hear me a little bit clearer than the past couple of videos. So apologies for that. So Escape the Matrix in 2024/2025, crypto and life, right? So as we're getting closer and closer to 2024 and ultimately 2025, that's kind of how years work. They follow each other. But I'm sure you already all know that this is the time that all our hard work is about to pay off, it's an exciting feeling, but it can also be quite a daunting and scary feeling because you're thinking, oh, I hope I don't mess this up. I hope I don't do this, and some of the people who were around in the 2021 bull run might have a little bit of a PTSD over what took place. I think times will get harder and harder over the long term for most people looking to escape the matrix, and this doesn't necessarily mean having a mansion and a Lambo, etc. This can mean a nice, comfortable life, not having to work every day and pay off a 25, 30, 40-year mortgage, etc. If you know each month that your bills are taken care of and you can do the things that you want to do in life each day, then that's perfect. And that is what I call freedom. And I think the ultimate goal for everyone ultimately will be freedom, because freedom is the most beautiful thing any of us are ever going to experience. I think if you forget for 1 second about the actual cash, and yeah, I know how amazingly important the cash is for us to realize, our lifestyle of choice and what we want to do within our time on the earth. But think about the tangible benefits of what that lifestyle looks like. And I've said this before, but this is what I think you should do personally. It's not financial advice, it's just more like life, Take a pen and a piece of paper, or put it in notes on your phone, or if you're tech savvy, make a spreadsheet. I don't know, and really lay out what having this money and this freedom gives you. Firstly, it gives you the freedom, right, which I believe will be the most beautiful experience that anyone will experience. And I've said this before. I think it's key. I mean, freedom could be just, it would be like breathing out that sigh of relief. That do you know that it would be that big for anyone who's, because ultimately we're all kind of trapped, in this, and it would there is a light, there is a, if you're stuck in a dark tunnel and you can just see that little crack of light, that brings you that hope and that willingness to go and get a little bit more and get further and get to that little speck of light in the distance. It'll take it'll take the strain off relationships. It'll reduce arguments. It will enable more quality time with partners and friends without being tired and having to go through the motions of life. And I think that's key. I think that's really, really key. I think it would help people in relationships across the world immeasurably, not just from a relationship point of view where you are partnered up. It's like relationships with children, with your children, relationships with your relatives, relationships with your friends. Spend more time with your children and grandchildren, etc. So, if you've got grandchildren, and you're still having to go to work all the time and you're tired, you might not be able to get as much of that quality time that you would like. Same as if you've got children. If you're working all the time, both parents are out to work, child's at school, you come back, everyone's tired, you get some food, you ultimately go to bed, and the cycle returns tomorrow. If you didn't have that, how much better would it be? Travel. You can go on breaks away and just enjoy your time, right? Live in the place you love. Be where you want to be. That's going to be ultimately crucial, because if you enjoy where you are, it takes a massive weight off you. Um, don't have to hate the postman anymore. Not that you physically hate the postman for bringing you any nasty bills that you have to think about how to afford. But also, most bills probably are online now anyway. So sorry, postman. Not having to spend 8 to 12 hours working for 52 weeks of the year to get 4 weeks off for vacation or just relaxing. That's a terrible false economy, time versus money. Life is very short, and we need to know not just how to maximize our gains, but also how to maximize our time, because that's the most important and most precious currency, and it always will be. Time will be our most important and precious currency, and that will always be the way. Because I bet if you asked 100 people on their deathbed from every different economic background what they wish more for, it would be time. It would be time, and we've got that time now. We won't have it forever. So I think it's important to try and maximize what we do have with that most valuable currency, which is ultimately time. So how do we funnel more into our crypto bags? Now, this is obviously key. If you're currently living the 9 to 5 lifestyle or on the 12-hour shift lifestyle, it's not always easy to find ways to add your income or increase your income to add fuel to your investments. But what can you do? So are you passionate about something? Have a think about this. Are you a keen gardener, a snowboard enthusiast? Are you great at teaching people to cook? Are you able to fix things like boilers? Everyone hates a dodgy boiler, right? Or can you fix cars? If yes, then you can get a YouTube channel. You can get one, you can set it up, and it costs zero initial outlay if you've already got like a laptop and different things. But if you wanted more specialist equipment, then obviously that would cost a bit more. But it's a slow burner. It does take time to get monetized. It does take time to build any kind of an audience, but you can take sponsorships if you wish. I don't, so it depends on how ethical you want to be here. But I imagine that if you're taking sponsorships as, like I say, a snowboard enthusiast, and you've got like a deal with a particular snowboard company, then maybe that's not as unethical as it would be when you're talking about a crypto project that you're not invested in, but you're being paid to talk about. I think that it's a bit ethically not for me. Now, obviously, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of crypto YouTubers who do take sponsored deals, and that's absolutely fine, but it's just something that doesn't really kind of sit right with me. I'd rather just talk to you about things that I'm doing. Also talk to you about coins that I've invested in, or just coins to talk about. It doesn't necessarily mean that I am invested in, because I've said to you before, I own this one, I don't own this one. I always kind of try and make sure we talk about as much things as possible. But again, I don't do sponsorships. So ecom, you might have a product that you sell, or you know how to source products. This could be for you. That could be ecom. Can you have a clear out, sell all the things you no longer want around your home? On eBay, you could funnel a percentage of those profits into buying stock that you could then ultimately resell as well, if you've got like that kind of, that you get to that point where you're comfortable with how you do that. Do you have any time to add to your day to do with delivery, Java job work, things like that around your current time? If you do, that's great. It could be an extra avenue there to maybe funnel in a few hundred extra dollars. Do you have a skill? Art, graphic design. You can design thumbnails for YouTube. I'll need someone with that skill one day to improve my thumbnails. If you've seen my thumbnails, you can sell this on Upwork or Fiverr. So there's ways for you to monetize that if you wish, if you're very good at it. I will need to do that at some stage. I know I can't design them very well, as you can see. So now you're adding them, you're fueling your bags. I mean, ultimately, and over the next year or so, you should make those larger returns because you funneled more in. The more in should be the more out. Obviously, mistakes can happen, things can do things wrong, but the difference is these larger returns will come about as you are prepared to put the extra work in where others aren't. It's not easy, but if you succeed, the next step is freedom. Now, I've shown you this before, but I'll show you again. We are now right at the end of this now. We are like on the precipice of that now. And if you look what happens historically after that, we go from there to up there. And it happened again there and there. Happened again there and there. Obviously, that was a global event that we all know about. And then, so we're here now. So what we're likely to see, I mean, obviously nothing's ever guaranteed, but what we're likely to see is that, yeah, it'll go, but ultimately the uptrend is there. Something you need to really think about. So we've got them kind of blueprints already in place. Now, there's another way you can do this with coins as well. So this is off Secrets of Crypto. You've got your bags. One of them pumps. You take your profit, and then you can buy another coin. So one that hasn't pumped yet, and you can recycle that a few times. So you can actually recycle the bag that you currently have over and over again. It's something that you can look into. Be very careful though. You don't want to go and, I would always only use a percentage of this to re-pump and re-go in again at levels that, if, say, for instance, Quant's just pumped massively, I've taken my 10x from Quant, and then I come down here and my Trias bag hasn't quite pumped yet. So I'm thinking, all right, well, I'll put 10% of my profits from Quant into the Trias pumps, and then I'll repeat that maybe again and go down to, say, CSPR, something like that. They're the way of doing that. It's something that if you want to consider that, you obviously more than welcome to. Here is what we're looking closer to and closer to now is the Bitcoin halving countdown. It's now estimated for April the 11th, 2024. And then you've got this, which is the Bitcoin rainbow chart. So we're basically in this section here, which is between basically a fire sale, buy and accumulate. We're in that nice zone to be purchasing our coins. Then you've got Bitcoin there. I'm not sure why my camera's gone off. I'll just see if I can get that back on. Can I get it back on? Probably not. So Bitcoin is currently at $43,789. A significant upwards trend over the last 90 days. But we're still, not close enough to all-time high. I still think the halving is going to have a massive, massive effect on this. And it is exciting times in the crypto world. I am not sure why my camera's gone off. I don't understand that, but yeah, I'll let it do that. So unfortunately, my camera's cut off. I don't know why. It's probably something to do with me testing out some new tech. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. I always do appreciate it when you guys do that. It really does mean the world. I can't wait to come back in 2025 and look through the comments on videos like this to see how well everyone did from where they were to where they are now. Subscriber-wise, we're closing in on 2,600 now. So if we can get there today, that would be fantastic. Wherever you are in the world, whatever you are doing, have an amazing day. Have an amazing evening. Freedom is only a short time away. Take it easy. As always, I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.